hey, just gonna go through some reasons why 1 over 0 is undefined and some numbers that you guys have given in comments about this issue that aren't right. So let me just start with the definition that I found. I looked it up and here it is. It says, I put just dividing something by something. It says to calculate, I'll give you where it is, cambridge.org. It says to calculate the number of times that one number fits exactly into another number. All right, so if I have, let's say 20, how many times can I put 5 into that number? Well, 5, nope, that's not 20 yet. But if I add 5, nope, still that's 10. If I add 5, that's 15. And if I add 5, well, that's 20. I did that 4 times. And that's why the answer to 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4. So let's look at, let me pull this down. And let's look at one divided by 0 now and see something. Okay, well, I got 1 and I divide it by 0. So that means, okay, well, let's see if I put 0 in it one time if I get 1. Nope, I get 0. Well, maybe if I go 2 times. No, I still get 0. How about 3 times? No, I'll still get 0. So how many times am I going to do this? It's undefined. That's why they say it's undefined. Because there's no number of times that I can put 0 into 1 to fill up 1. All right, so that's that one reason. Well, let's go to another reason. Or not another reason, another argument. Somebody said that 1 over 0 is 0. And then in the argument, in the comments, right, it said, well, if I take an apple and I divide that by 0, that means I still have 1 apple. But when you divide something, you're left with the group of people that you're dividing it among and the group of, there's 2 factors. There's a group of people, and I know it's not always people, okay? I'm just using it. Maybe you're going to divide it among a certain number of boxes. But there's an assigned number that's getting everything that's being divided, and there's an assigned number of how many times it's being divided. When you don't assign a number, you're just dividing an apple by nothing. You're not dividing the apple. When you divide an apple by 0, you're dividing it by nothing. You're not dividing the apple. And that doesn't make sense. If you don't divide the apple, who are you giving the apple to? Who's getting this right here? Who's the assigned person that gets it? And if I want to call these the people that I'm dividing it among, how many pieces does each one get? Let's just say this is people. And then this is the pieces, right? That's a piece of an apple. Well, if I divide an apple among nobody, how am I saying that there's each piece goes to who? This is each piece. This is who I divided it to. So there's nobody assigned to who it's going to. And then another person said that an apple divided by 0 is 0 because they're getting confused too. You can't just assign 0 here and not make it be either the people that are getting it or the pieces that are getting it. And that's why saying an apple divided by 0 is also wrong. You're not dividing the apple, so you're not left with no pieces of the apple. You can't say I didn't divide the apple and now I have no pieces left. That doesn't even make any sense. Okay, the other ways to prove it, most people see, but it feels pretty enlightening when you see it, is the math way. But I just wanted to go through like some examples besides the math way. So if I said 1 divided by 0 equals what? We'll say X. Let's not say X. Let's just put a question mark there. I don't want it to be like that. Equals what? Well, how do I know what 16 divided by 2 is? I say to myself, 16 divided by 2. Well, 2 times what is 16? I say 2 times what? I go like this. 2 times what is 16? 2 times 8 is 16. And that's why I get 8 for an answer. And then I can even check it. I can even say, okay, well, let me check it. Does 8 times 2 equal 16? And the answer is yes. 8 times 2 equals 16. So if I wanted to do this, if I said 1 divided by 0, well, that means 0 times what equals 1? 0 times what number equals 1? Well, 0 times everything is going to be 0. So 0 times what number equals 1? That's why that's undefined. But let's say you want to give me the answer here. You want to give me 0, like the teacher, the 3rd grade teacher and the principal and all that. That's that viral tweet. Okay, so I told you check it, right? And you want it to land as this number. Well, 0 times 0 does not equal 1. 0 times 0 does not equal 1. So that's wrong. Okay, well then some people will say 1 divided by 0 is 1. Does 1 times 0 equal 1? No. And that's what they're saying. There's no number that you can put in here that when you go in this direction to check, it will equal 1 or 2 or 9 or 500. There's nothing that you're going to put here and here. There's nothing you can put in those two places. The two places, or you can't put anything times 0. There's nothing you can put that'll equal a number when you go this way. And that's how they say it's undefined. Now back to the apple. When you're talking about the apple, you're talking about it's the way you're saying it. You're confusing yourself. When you say an apple divided by nothing is equal to something, you're not dividing the apple. You're not doing that. An apple divided by nothing, you haven't divided it. It's not a math. It's not. There's not a math operation that you did that is a real life operation. You did not divide the apple. So the apple thing, math-wise, you could see it, and even more, but just by the definition of division, dividing something by something. That's how many times you can fit it into there. And you can't fit 0 into any number. It'll just keep being 0 when you add 0 plus 0 plus 0. All right, I hope that helps you when you go argue with people about it.